Welcome to Georgia Highlands College Math 97 and Math 99 video tutorials. In this video segment, we'll be answering the question, how do you add rational expressions with opposite denominators? So we're talking about rational expressions where their denominators have the same terms in them, but all of the signs are opposite from each other in each of the denominators. So the first thing that you're going to do is make sure that all of your numerators and your denominators are in standard form. So descending order in terms of the exponents of the variables. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to identify which denominator has a leading negative term in it, and you're going to multiply that entire rational expression by 1 in the form of -1 over -1. So you're going to end up changing the signs for all the terms in both the numerator and the denominator. And then finally, you'll just follow the regular steps for adding rational expressions with common denominators, because at that time, you'll have common denominators. All right, let's take a look at an example to see if we can make this a little more clear. All right, so we have x squared over x minus 7 plus 4x plus 21 over 7 minus x. And the first thing that I would like to call to your attention is that 7 minus x is not in standard form there. So you might not even recognize, since it's not in standard form, that these are actually opposite polynomials, meaning same terms, just all the signs are opposite from each other. But let's go ahead and get everything in standard form. So we have x squared over x minus 7 plus 4x plus 21 over, this will be negative x plus 7. All right, so now that everything's in standard form, we can move on to the second step, which is to identify the rational expression that has a negative leading term. So that would be this second denominator right here, because you're leading with a negative coefficient there. And what we're supposed to do with this is multiply by 1, so we're not going to change that second rational expression. We're just going to make it look a little bit different. We're just going to multiply by 1, but it's going to be 1 in the form of -1 over -1. And we're doing this because that's going to change the signs of everything. Once again, this doesn't change the fundamental problem here, because that's just 1. And anytime you multiply by 1, whatever you're multiplying with remains the same. So you're okay to do that in this case. All right, so we still have x squared over x minus 7. And now we're going to distribute that -1 in both the numerator and the denominator to both of the terms in the numerator and denominator. So I have plus negative 4x minus 21 divided by x minus 7. So we've accomplished our goal of creating common denominators there. So now we just move forward with the steps for adding rational expressions with common denominators. And that next step is to, not to plus, but to equal adding your numerators. So x squared minus 4x minus 21 over my common denominator of x minus 7. And there are no like terms that we can combine in the numerator or denominator. So to finish this off, we just need to factor it and see if we've got any common factors that we can divide out to simplify. So off to the side, I'll do the factoring work for the numerator. The numerator is x squared minus 4x minus 21. I have a leading coefficient of +1, so I simply need to answer the question, what factors multiply to make -21 but add to make -4? And that's -7 and +4. So this thing factors as x minus 7 times x plus 4. And now taking that back over to my problem, my numerator is now x minus 7 times x plus 4. And then I just have a factor of x minus 7 in the denominator. And we should be well aware that anything divided by itself is 1. So we end this problem with simply having x plus 4 as our simplified version of this expression. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you in understanding how to add rational expressions with opposite denominators. And remember, to have an opposite denominator just means you've got the same terms in the denominators, but all the signs are opposite of each other. So we remedy that by multiplying by that clever form of 1, which is -1 over -1, which doesn't change it, just makes it look a little different by changing the signs of everything. So if you have any other questions about how to add these types of rational expressions, please contact your Highlands instructor. Thank you.